resisting. If consciousness is constantly experiencing itself. Really screwy, right? It is. But there is an understanding that's happening now.
We're all in agreement.
There's an understanding. There's an understanding that, wait a minute, from my direct experience and examining my direct experience, see, there is no evidence whatsoever for separation. Once you put on those purple glasses, the belief system that I am the separate consciousness, then you're perceiving a tree. Oh, a tree's out there. You go around the street, you ask anybody, you feel like you're one with the tree. They think that, oh boy, I hope it's not a really bad case of, right? But actually, the illusion is what's local. The illusion of separation is what has no evidence to it. And everybody's walking around saying, that is the reality. It's a mass hysteria. Well, okay, not hysteria, I'm sorry. A mass hypnosis, a mass delusion. There is a mass delusion. This doesn't mean that a mass delusion that means it's a reality. A belief system doesn't create a reality. Even if 1 million or 1 billion people believe, it doesn't mean it's a reality. It's a mass belief system. It's a religion. So we examine not our belief system. We don't use our belief systems as a basis for living, for perceiving, for thinking, for acting. We do not rely on our belief system. We go to the source. We return to the source, meaning we contemplate. We go back upstream. We come to beingness. And when you come to beingness, to this presence right now, you will notice that there is no separation, meaning your direct experience right now, not in time. Time is an illusion. The thought of tomorrow is just a thought happening now about something called tomorrow or about yesterday. See? And the impression that there is a reality, that time is real, is because the movie that's made up of 1,000 frames is being spun. Like in the movie, when you go to the movies, they spin the movie, the film, the still frames at a certain speed. And then you see like, oh, there's a horse running after, whatever. Or there's a dog running next to the horse. Mm-hmm. See? But if you slow down the movie, before you know it, it's like, the story starts to sort of disintegrate, and before you know it, when the frame stops, you're just seeing a perception. Oh, horsey, ooh, doggy. So the impression of a me story is just a series of thoughts that are running very close, one next to the other, boom, boom, boom. And within them, there is a character. The me character. Oh yeah, yesterday my cousin, of course, I tell you, my cousin, her name is Isa, and Johnny is my brother, and blah, blah. It's spinning. But if you go right now to your memory, right now, and remember your father. Right now, remember your father. What do you see? You might see some sort of image sensation. Please correct me if you're, maybe you're seeing something else. I'm just asking it. If I think of my father, I see some sort of image sensation. But what I also see is my story about my father. And I'm ready to tell you my story about my father. You tell me, hey, can you recollect your father? I tell me, oh yeah, I remember my father, in 1960, blah, blah. And then when I saw him in 72, and then he did this and married so and so, and but that's not really what I'm seeing right now. When you ask me, hey, recollect your father. That's a story that is in the archive, ready there, ready. You know, sometimes you can, there are like these, you can download any movie you want, you know, or the jukebox, you know, how in the old days, I don't know if it's still going on, when you go to, they had those jukebox and you press A6 and that thing turns around, and then the disc A6 falls into the player, and you know you're listening to whatever, and then you press D4 and it will turn and play something else. It is in a way like that. We have a jukebox, actually a series of jukeboxes, but let me just keep it simple. We have a jukebox and there are 600 discs in it, you know, and you ask me about my cousin, and oh, that's A6, boom, and that plays. Look at it. But in your direct experience, it's different from the jukebox. If you turn your attention to your direct experience, you will find that my cousin is an image arises. Why? Because not two images can arise simultaneously. Two images arising simultaneously make a blurry image. Right? No two thoughts arise simultaneously. We're just experiencing just this one experience. That does not mean we're limited. It's just putting one slide in the slide projector. It doesn't mean that the audience, you're sitting in the audience and there is a slideshow and you watch this one slide. The fact that this one slide, you're perceiving just this one slide, does not mean that you're limited. So whatever images arise on the screen do not refer to you. They do not limit you. They're not descriptive of what you are. You are beyond description. When I say you, I don't mean you, the man, the woman, you, the daughter, the mother. I don't mean that. I mean you that hears, whatever it is that hears these words right now. Before the D5 disc plays and says, I'm a woman or I'm a man. Because in your direct experience right now hearing these words, you're not a man or a woman. I know you know that. That's why I'm not even asking you if that's your experience. I know that is your experience. You're not a man or a woman. In order to be a man and a woman, you have to pay a quarter, press D4, and then you'll be a man or a woman. Some people change it too in the middle of the game, you know. You see? So the man and the woman comes after you put in the quarter and press D5. But who is putting the quarter and pressing D5? I am. That is not a form. That is not a perceived. We can refer to it as a perceiver if you want, but that is not a perceived. It's not an object or a form. You see? So all our fears are about me in time, me, some object, some form in time, click, clock, how many years left? You know, the mortal experience, this mortal myth that we have accepted. You know what, we have basically just, we're playing the jukebox. And we're spending every quarter we have, and sometimes we're not even playing the whole thing. We're playing 7 different things, you know, over and over. Over and over. The main theme is, oh, me, oh, my, you know. Oh, me.
Why do we want experience?
Well, what is it that one's experience? You have to look at that. When there is an impression that I will be happier by having this experience, or I'll be better, or I'll be whatever by having this experience, I want it. And I'll push and shove my way to get it. But what is it that wants it?
Well, I can see that it's the experience that wants the experience.
The experience wants the experience.
I mean, if there has been a pleasant experience, there's something that wants more of that experience.
No, because oftentimes we create unpleasant experience.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that you don't want the unpleasant experience.
Oh, yes,
but,
you do, because you're keeping.
Well, yeah, because that's for some problem.
So let's say there is a pleasant experience, yeah? A pleasant experience, there are two ways of looking at a pleasant experience. First, a pleasant experience is an experience where there is an absence of separate self. Otherwise, the pleasure of the experience has a sense of doom attached to it. Meaning, when you're experiencing a pleasant experience and there is the possibility that the experience will end or you will lose it, even though it's pleasant, there is a sense of doom there attached to it. And so you're going to do your best to nail that stake, into that experience and dry freeze it, and rerun it, and guard the whole field, mine the whole area so nobody gets close to it. Why? Because there is a sense of doom built into that sort of what you call like a happy experience. Not really happy experience, it's a pleasurable experience. So the pleasurable experience is an experience where there is a sense of self with it, that wants to hold on to it, that's afraid of losing it, that wants to guard it, that wants to protect it, that wants to hold on to it, that's afraid of losing it.
But there are some experiences that are expansive
Yes.
of who it is we really are.
Right.
Like if we are seeing the sunset or whatever, there is a sense of the expansiveness that are giving us a picture of our true nature.
Exactly. So in the right, yes.
And in relationship, you can have that too.
Of course.
That's why people chase after relationships.
Well, so there is another experience, like you're just saying, that is, I wouldn't even say it's an experience, but since we're using this language, it's a non-experience. The reason why I'm saying it's a non-experience because there is no me, no self there, where there is just happiness, it's just the beauty, it's just like the mind is not there. The mind is absent. And I'm not talking about like it doesn't have to be the most beautiful rainbow in the world. It can be just simply being here, where the mind is quieted, there is just peace and happiness. And it's very, very lovely. It's very lovely. But there is no me there that wants to protect it, wants to build a fence around it and, sign a contract with all the fine print, stake the ground. None of that is not there. And yes, it is a out of mind, not of the mind, non-experience. It's not a mind event. It's not a mind experience. That is a peak or a flash of the divine. The reason why I'm saying a peak and a flash is because the mind usually comes back